bowl of real braised beef noodles, the wish that makes so many instant noodles people unreachable. With this obsession, we came to a place located in Taipei City, Taiwan province. An old beef noodle shop. The shopkeeper insisted on using beef bones to boil the fragrant soup head, stewed chunks of beef with secret seasonings. Plus, now rolled handmade noodles passed down from my hometown in Shandong make the store continuously win the recommendation of the wall. It's been 70 years. Every morning, a clerk was holding a bag full of chopped beef bones. Pour all into the saucepan. Then add water and start to boil before the beef bones. Wait until the surface floats. It must be skimmed clean the first time, otherwise the soup will become cloudy. It smelled of blood. 3 hours later, a pot of milky white bone soup appeared in front of me, without any technology and very alive. It is delicious and mellow, purely exchanged for ingredients and time. A pot full of nutritional essence. Now part of the white soup is served. Add containing star anise, grass fruit cinnamon, halogen packets for spices such as cayenne pepper. Then add a few peeled onions. Then smash the wild ginger with a hammer. Put it in the soup. Stewed beef is also exquisite. It must be soaked in water first, until the blood in the flesh is completely seeped out. The beef is then stewed in the soup. A whole fan of fat and tender brisket. After adding the oily part of the saucepan, it melts in your mouth. This was followed by a large batch of beef fried meat. When the pendulum goes down, it directly causes the leaf surface to rise. Such materials are really luxurious. The clerk carefully skimmed off the foam. Then cover and simmer for about 40 minutes. Wait until the beef comes to the surface. Poke it in with a chopstick. You need to use a little force on your hands when pricking, and can't blow through. The beef is just cooked. You can start seasoning at this time. Add 4 tablespoons of coarse salt to the soup base. Sprinkle in 2 handfuls of rock sugar and add 4 spoons of brown sugar. Finally, pour in half a bucket of soy sauce. The pure white soup base is gradually dyed red. At the same time, the production of hand-rolled noodles is going on unsteadily. The shopkeeper pours a whole bag of flour into the blender. Turn on the machine. Add water while stirring. After a while, the flour was kneaded into a soft dough, and you take them out and you put them on the chopping board. Divided into the same weight in turn. Put on the fresh-keeping bag and start waking up. At this time, tie the beef with chopsticks again. Compared to before, this time the chopsticks can be easily tied, but the beef is not loose. It means that this moment happens to be soft and not rotten. The clerk took out the beef bamboo pieces, and the aroma of this whole plate of meat has achieved the essence of perfection. After the soup is slightly cooled, the master began to cut the beef into pieces one by one. Tight beef fried meat looks extremely elastic after stewing. Take it off, and you can feel it bounce back with every knife. And such a whole beef base. It was only cut into 9 pieces. Such a thick chunk of tendon meat, really enviable. Then the power supply is a basin with a pot. First pour in the freshly boiled butter. Add 2 tablespoons of brown granulated sugar to make caramel color. Then stir fry with onion and ginger. After the violent sound of oil, 1 share. The aroma of soaking in the new skin continues to burst around. Then put in a bowl of spicy bean paste. Stir fry for spicy taste. Then pour in half a bottle of rice wine. Add 2 more spoonfuls of tempeh sauce, using hot oil to extract the aroma of the sauce. It is very similar to the seasoning method in Sichuan and Chongqing. It also confirms the Taiwanese beef noodles. It was first made by soldiers from Sichuan. It was developed after the relocation to Taiwan. Bring it to the material head and explode thoroughly. The clerk poured a whole basket of beef into the pot. Then shape the basin with your left hand. Stir fry with the right hand. accompanied by a rhythmic system. Roast beef in the crash sound bowl, wrapped evenly between spins and jumps. A layer of shiny base. It's a mouth-watering taste just by imagination. That's not the end. Continue adding sugar to the fried beef, salt and brine packet seasoning. Then put in the big milky white bones. The soup is over the beef. A layer of red oil instantly floats on the surface. Then pour in half a bottle of soy sauce. Turn on low heat and simmer slowly to taste. Finally, the beef is taken out separately. Bright and tender beef stewed. Stir-fried Bangkok 3-part cooking. Every fiber is sucking in the sauce. Streams of heat. With the thick meat aroma coming from the face, I was a little bit caught off guard. At the same time, the shopkeeper takes out the dough that has been awakened. Start making hand-rolled noodles. I saw that he rubbed a glossy surface in 3 or 2 strokes, then put on the fresh-keeping bag and knead it while pressing. Press the dough into an oval shape. After the dough cake wakes up for a while, sprinkle dry powder on the chopping board to prevent adhesion. Take out the dough cake at this time. Sprinkle dry powder on the surface and start pressing the exhaust. Awakening dough absorbs tension. It bounces back quickly with each press. This is also the key to the noodle path. At this moment, the shopkeeper fetches the kitchen knife. Cut the dough cake directly from the middle with a cross. Divide into 4 pieces. Then the dough is sent to the machine, in turn to be rolled and elongated. Repeat 3 times until rolled into a thin roll of dough. Then the shopkeeper brought a rolling pin. Dried powder. You roll it up with a rolling pin. Then use clever force to push and pull back and forth. Roll and straighten. A few kung fu. The dough is evenly rolled out and thinned by half. Confirm the thickness. The owner uses a small rolling pin to thin the front end separately, and then they deftly layer it on top of each other. Get the kitchen knife. Follow the folded dough to the width of 2 centimeters. Cut vertically. When it unfolds, it magically turns into a pile of wide noodles. Cut them to the same length. Hand-rolled noodles are ready. The owner said that he rolls the noodles by himself every day. Because this craft is from Shandong, raw crawling brought from my hometown. If you lose it, you can never get it back. Also brought from home. There is also the production method of authentic Shandong dumplings. I saw the shopkeeper cut a piece of bread into long strips, then make them round one by one, then pull it into small pieces, then put them into the rolling agent one by one. The dumpling skin is ready. When packing, put authentic chives and pork stuffing. Dig into the middle of the dumpling skin. After folding in half, pinch with your thumbs. Authentic Shandong dumplings were born. When cooking, the dumplings were directly shaken into the pot. The noodles are boiled in boiling water for a while after the process. Try to maintain its resilience, then watch the timing to pick up the noodles and put them in a bowl. Add scallions and homemade pickled sauerkraut. Pour a bowl of beef with the soup. Finally, a spoonful of soup base is served. At this moment, the round dumplings also surface, and they deftly pick them up. 10 in a plate served hot. A bowl of braised beef noodles costs 190 NT. A layer of oil on the noodle soup illuminated this alluring red fat green thin. Layered chunks of tendon meat have been imported. Colloidal part of barley melts. Lean meat with tendons firming teeth. Salty, sweet, and spicy. Fragrant lips and teeth. It feels wide and the surface is extremely muscular. A refreshing and smooth mouthful. The soup base is thick but not salty. It's evocative. 10 chives and pork dumplings for NT 80. Exquisite and small dumplings, each with a thin skin and a lot of filling. Stained with aged balsamic vinegar. A mouthful of juice. The more chewed the chives, the more fragrant they are. that's tasty and satisfying.